Hello everyone, my name is Marek Rannala. As said, I work in a company, Positium, and I'm here to tell you what we do with mobile positioning data. We do things with it. Positium is a quite small company in Tartu, spin-off from Tartu University, the famous one, the smart one. And we have been doing this for 15 years already, so we've way past of this startup stage. We are just doing things. We are providing algorithms, statistics, everything that can be thought as useful or said smart, however you would like to take it. Smart cities, for me, I'm very glad about the presentation that Lauris Ock made. If anyone of you didn't see it, I would conclude that the smart city is not who uses technology for everything, just massive technology, but it's smart to have smart goals and smart way of achieving these goals. And technology and big data may help to achieve these goals. So I'm glad I don't have to explain it any longer. This is the mobile positioning data we're using. You're seeing actual data. You don't have to look away because of GDPR. You cannot use this data in any way without knowing some additional things. So you can look at it. But in essence, this is mobile positioning. It tells you that we have events, or actually I have to thank you for these events. For all these years you are providing us information, all of you. Thank you for it. We don't know who we are. Actually, we don't want to know, and we are not allowed to know. As soon as we start taking interest in individuals, we get into trouble, and it might be the end of our business. So we are dealing with information in aggregated forms. And for every event you do with your mobile, is it a phone call, text message, or you use mobile data, we know where it happened. And you see the cell ID, it tells in which mobile coverage area this happened. Not any better resolution. So we don't know to 5 or 10 meters accuracy like GPS does. This is what we have. But luckily, we have lots of this data, a lot. And because of this resolution, this comes as a very handy tool for strategic planning, city planning, transportation planning. What we do with this data, as you can understand, the previous table, it isn't very useful as it is. We give or we find out meaning for these locations. We call them anchor points. Of course, the main thing is home. As you are all startuppers or entrepreneurs, or at least you are working, you have to have some kind of work anchor also, or several of them, where you spend a lot of time working. If you are lucky enough, you have more anchors. I mean, life besides home and work. If you are not so lucky, then you have only these two. Why is it useful to know this, to have this knowledge? I will give you 4 examples how to use this knowledge. First of all, this enables us to separate population types at any moment, at any location. What kind of people there are? Are they locals? Are they visiting the place regularly? Are they maybe once a year? Are they tourists? This methodology enables us to make a difference. So as a first example of application for this is one big event. Maybe you have never heard of it. It's really huge event, you can imagine. I suspect that there isn't any as big sports event in Europe. And with our technology, we were able in just a few weeks to find out who were the visitors of this big event in Indonesia, which country they came from, where they actually stayed, how many days they stayed. You can imagine it can be useful for cities and countries. Second example, getting more serious. For the past year, we have been designing a new bus line network for Tartu City. Together with Finnish company WSP, they did the modeling, we did data analysis, the demand analysis, where people want to go and how often. And we used 26 traditional data layers, all databases, registries, whatever we could get hands on. And of course, we used mobile positioning just to get the knowledge, what people need to provide a service that enables us to reach smart goals. So what you can guess what we did, we found out where people live. You can see the resolution from this map, what we are able to do in cities. But for planning public transport, you don't need much more. And of course, we found work time locations, which is a bit more difficult, because homes is kind of easy to register, but work time, many people who work in franchise chains are registered to one address. So in case of Estonian Ministry of Interior, all 8,000 people work in Tallinn Old Town, which is not very useful when planning public transport service. Anyway, just in 1 year, we completed the new network. Work done? No, not yet. We had public hearings. Of course, everyone speaks up who is not satisfied with the new network, but we learned from it, and we are designing corrections to the network. Tallinn City, in fact, did the same thing. They took 4 years, took all traditional data layers, and came to a conclusion that they don't have to do anything. Everything is perfect, don't change anything. When I look at the macro level data from Tallinn, this doesn't seem to be a case. Car usage has increased by 25% in the past 5 years. It doesn't sound like a perfect public transport network. Anyway, I hope this has raised the question for you. If not, I'm asking the question, why mobile? Why do we need mobile data when we have 26 layers of traditional data? You can guess what the picture is. This is ticketing data from London Underground, 1939. You can imagine Tallinn City if I would propose to do this analysis all over it again. If it's that much effort, no one wants to do it twice a year, but to provide a good service, you have to know what people need. Second example, this is directly connected to Tartu public transport network. Few seconds for thinking what it might be. School children. This is official network or official database data about where school children live who study in Tartu. Good luck with building a good public transport system. So we have to have this data, but it's always good to have mobile data for analyzing the demand. Two more examples. Estonia is the only country in the world whose tourism statistics comes from mobile big data. Of course, we are the providers. You can see what is the win with using this technology. You can only guess what benefit it gives to the countries and to the cities who use it. Of course, we can also see where Estonians travel in the world. But it's easy for us. I mean, we are Estonians, Estonian is small, compact, everything is working in Estonia, that's our reputation, I hope. But let's scale it. Let's take it to a country that is spread into 17,000 islands, that has population almost 300 million. Good luck with trying to get tourist statistics with traditional surveys and other methods. Not that easy. With mobile, it's possible. So this is what we're doing. Indonesia is now the second country in the world who gets the tourist statistics from mobile data. So, if we could get into conclusions, what can you take away from this presentation, hopefully? I really believe that the best things or the most impressive things are not here yet. We haven't seen them yet. We have only scratched the surface of cool, big, useful things. Things are not solved. Can you name any city or country where mobility is solved? How to say terminally that everything works, we don't need to do anything, everything is perfect. I'm not aware of any of this kind of city. So, not to be afraid that you cannot find any new, big, good ideas to do. Big data is not only a buzzword, it can really solve things. It can offer knowledge from which you can tailor out solutions. And of course, the last one, in case your city or country is struggling with the same questions I presented here, you're more than welcome to contact me or Positium. Maybe we can help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Marek. So you must really feel like a god, you see all these movements where people go, and you were talking about even school children. So can you sleep with all this responsibility, or do you feel tempted to do something about this knowledge? Something evil?
It's tempting. I mean, I do things constantly. I want to. But it's a thing, if I understand this way, it's even more important how those persons feel that to whom we are designing these things. Are they really feeling that this is the thing? Then maybe we might get into a situation when I feel like God someday.
All right. So should I wish you for this day to come, or better not?
I mean,
how should we end this conversation?
Don't wish me this, because usually the gods are in some special institutions. You know, I wouldn't like to. I wouldn't like to end up there where Napoleons and gods and everyone is.
Right. Thank you, Marek.
Thank you.